Hey everybody, JBaum and Team Ink Thieves here, welcoming you to episode 2 of Lorcana Gone Wild, where we showcase the rarest, craziest, and downright insane Lorcana collections we can find. Along with looking at some collections today, we're going to try something new and interview one top collector and get some inside information and learn about his thought process in collecting Lorcana. Alright, let's get into it with our first submission. This submission comes from Suejys, who has been collecting Magic the Gathering since 1994. He is big into collecting and specifically grading Lorcana, attempting to get every enchanted in CGC pristine condition. And as you see in this case, he is doing a pretty great job of reaching that goal. We can see he has 4 pristine Elsas, which is the equivalent to a nice used car in terms of value. I also wanted to focus in on the 3 genies he has and talk about the printing and how the early versions have 2 swords near Genie's hand while the later versions have 1, which we can see here as a black shadow directly above the first sword. Sue just received a pristine 10 D23 Mickey back from grading and it looks absolutely stunning. One of the interesting things about this card is that the foiling pattern is unique on every version, making some far prettier than others. Make sure to keep a pristine eye out for the best looking foiling patterns. And besides collecting pristine enchanteds, Sue has a nice seal collection, showcasing 3 sealed Chapter 1 cases, 4 Wave 1 booster boxes, and a D23 and D100 set. Thank you, Suejys, for that awesome collection. Next, I'm excited to introduce John Brooks, who will be sharing with us his extensive collection of rare Lorcana cards. Hi, John. Would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got into the mindset to develop such a grand Lorcana collection?
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate you having me on today. So I am a old Pokemon world champion, is the way I would say it. From age 10 to 12, I was in the Pokemon TCG, got to go to the Super Trainer Showdown. And we sold our cards in 2021, 2022. And we made a really good amount of money selling those cards. We didn't even know we had them. And so when we saw Disney Lorcana come out, my brother texted me and was like, hey, you need to get in on this. Like, Disney's going to have its own trading card game. And we were really confident in the game because all the characters already have movies around them, stories around them, merchandise around them. And we're like, this is good. If this card game is actually well done and it's playable, then we think the cards could be of significant value, just like the Pokemon TCG did.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, John. How about we kick things off by showcasing your demo card collection?
Yeah, so I started finding them in French. So I had a guy who messaged me, said, oh, I have these like French demos and I can show you what they look like here. So on the front, all the language is French. Now this is when PSA wasn't grading the demo cards, but it says demo on the back. That's the only way that you can tell the difference, is that demo there. Otherwise, the cards are pretty similar. The font's a little bit different, but the cards are really cool. I've bought, a bunch of them. Since I bought them, they've gone up in price a lot. So sorry, it's getting a little blurry there, but it's something that's kind of cool to collect. And it's something that I'm just putting away long term. Those are the French ones. So after I found the French ones, I got contacted, and what do you know? There's also demo cards that are in English, and the ones that have been given out to people are 40 card decks. They cut 20 cards, and now apparently the race is to go find the cut cards from the demo decks, the 20 that weren't released. But here's the English one. This is the Grail card. This is the Aurora English, and now they are grading it, so you can see, PSA is grading it. It says demo deck on it and it has demo on the back. There are no PSA 10s of these, so that's kind of the chase for this for the demo. Then there's also demo decks that aren't even the same color. So here's the other 2 that are the chase ones. These are the chase because there's only 1 of each in each deck, so they're much more rare than the other cards that have been released in the deck, and they are character players. But there's now other decks that were printed in different colors that also have demo on them that, people are starting to release. So this stuff is starting to get released pretty quickly, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more information about them in the future.
And what do you think of the price difference between the English and the French demo cards, if there is any?
So the French ones are selling for more than the English right now. It doesn't really make sense. I think they're so rare that people don't know what they are.
Yeah.
And so there's really not a bidding on them as much as you would think. But if you look at kind of the same type of cards in the Pokemon world and They usually go between $1,000 to $3,000 a card when they're graded and verified. Right now, you can pick up an English card ungraded for like $300 in some cases. But again, it depends on the character and the card and how many of them have already been graded.
How about what I'm most excited for, the white discard?
Oh, all right. Okay, so somebody posted in a Facebook group that they pulled a white discard, and I didn't know if it was real or not. But I tracked her down. She was in Germany, and she was like, "Oh, I found this white. We haven't seen any other white card." And I paid her $3,500 for it because I just hadn't seen one. And I was like, "Well, look, if this set 2 is almost already up, the chances of there being more of these is quite rare." So here it is. Here's the PSA 10 white discard card. It's really cool. I have 3 of them. I tracked down the other ones, and I have 3 of them, and I think there's a 4th out there. I think it's also being sent to PSA, but I haven't seen. I thought there might have been a 5th, but I think it was the same person, and they were just promoting it elsewhere. But yeah, I think there's either 4 or 5 of these out there. I have 3 of them, and it's just a really cool piece. These are even more rare than the enchanted discards.
Yeah, that is insane, especially that you own basically 75% of the entire population of these white discards. And how about the enchanted discard you were speaking of?
Yeah, so before that, I'll give you one other cool thing. I got these stitches that are kind of sketches by Peter Raimundo, who's one of the animators of Stitch. I mean, this card just looks awesome. Got that authenticated. And then here's the enchanted discard, which has the first chapter label on it, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The other cards that I can show you is the, I got the D23 cards as well. So this was when my brother messaged me. I was sitting there and I said, look, I have to have these. I went on eBay and just started buying up a couple of these. So I have 3 full sets of the D23, all PSA 10.
Oh, that's incredible.
And those just went, back into the safe.
Oh yeah, that's an easy 60 grand sitting right there.
Yes, yeah, and I got the stitches too. So, the Mickey Mouses.
Got it. Yep, got to complete that set.
I got the bunch of these. I got like 12 of these first chapter. So I've just been collecting whenever something pops up and I think it's a good price, I buy it and put it away.
Yep. I see you mostly like to stick to set 1, I guess, and these D23 sets. I guess what's the reasoning for sticking with the particulars of set 1 and then these rarities?
So, coming from the Pokemon TCG, the first set's usually the rarest set, unless they have some sort of change in the card that people really like what they did with the legendaries for Pokemon. So I'm just following the framework from Pokemon. I'm just stacking away cases of different sets that I think are going to do very well because, we don't know how much Disney's going to print of this stuff. We don't know how much of this stuff's out there. I could be buying this stuff for 3 times as much as I should be because there's going to be more stuff released in the future. So I'm trying to find stuff that I don't think there's going to be any more of them printed. I think they're going to be highly collectible. I think once this releases in Japan and China, that there's going to be a much larger collecting market for Lorcana, and they're going to want these extremely rare cards. But it's going to fluctuate, right? Like there's going to go up 50%, it's going to go down 50%. I've got 6 different sets of the first chapter Enchanted's PSA 10. So I put those away as well. I've got, about 10 of the Elsas. And so I'm just putting those away, and then hopefully one day they'll be worth more. The goal was originally to collect 3 of everything and then sell 2 to pay for the first one. So I basically the collecting pays for itself. I have not sold anything yet. So
that was my problem too. I wanted to do the same strategy, and I've just been keeping everything.
Yeah, like some of my stuff is tripled in value, and I'm not interested in selling. I think this rare stuff will continue to go up, but I no longer collect the Enchanteds for set 4, set 5, set for the new sets because I think those will just be printed and they'll be widely available.
Right, I agree with you 100% there.
But yeah, it's really cool, man. I'm excited to continue collecting in the hobby. If people have super rare stuff, one of my grail pieces I would like to get as artwork is a first chapter enchanted sheet, pre-cut sheet, and that's one of the grails that I'm looking for. But I'm always buying. We have cash to spend on this, and so if somebody is looking to make a quick transaction, We're reputable. We've done a bunch of large transactions, and if you don't know what something is, or you want to know more about anything in the collection, I'm happy to be a resource. You can follow me on at BlastoiseKid on Instagram. That's where I'm the most responsive to people.
Awesome. Well, thank you. This has been a great time, and I hope to see your collection continue to grow, and we'll have you back on another episode once you bring us some more grails.
All right, sounds good, Jeff. I look forward to seeing you at one of the next challenge events too.
Awesome. See you there. Now that we have learned what a lot of these rare grails are, we are going to showcase a truly unbelievable collection hidden away up in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I'm Robert. I'm the owner of Worldclass Cards, and you can catch us on Whatnot under the handle WCC. We have almost every Lorcana product, almost every playmat, supplies, D23 sets. But if you want to come over here, we got the really cool stuff. We have test print D23 BLTs, amazing cards. We have some enchanted discards down here. We have a demo discard. We have some unreleased demo cards. Of course, you got to have some misprints, right? We have prize cards. We have errata cards. And of course, you got to have the gold Mickey.
Robert and Worldclass Cards have one of the rarest, craziest, and downright insane collections I have ever had the pleasure of seeing. Here's another slowed down look at some of the treasures Worldclass Cards has. This demo discard deck is so rare that, including last episode of Lorcana Gone Wild, I believe we have found pretty much all of the sealed demo decks in existence. This is an easy 20 grand minimum. This demo discard might be the single rarest card in Lorcana, and a true one of. First off, discard is an error card that should not exist on its own, and secondly, it's an error card from a demo deck that was made in extremely small counts. I would be surprised if a second one of these was ever found. In terms of price, this could be worth anything to the right buyer. The sky's the limit. Worldclass Cards also has this double printed Rise of the Titans error card. I've never seen any error like this, and for it to be graded as a 10 is actually insane. To the misprint collecting community, this is a true grail. Here we have test print cards from Chapter 1. Test print cards were the first drafts of Chapter 1 and include cards with different font, art, and logos. As you can see in this Ursula's Cauldron, it is less crisp, has different font, no flavor text, and no exert symbol. This might be my favorite test print, as it showcases what many consider the mascot of Lorcana, Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. It looks like the original legendary symbol may have eventually became the original D23 Expo symbol we see on the D23 Mickey here. Again, we also see the font is different and smaller, along with no flavor text. These are extremely exciting to be able to share with you, and before we go today, I have one more masterpiece to showcase. This was sent to us anonymously, but what we are looking at here is a first draft of a Chapter 1 pack, which is sealed and includes first draft test cards similar to what we just showcased. In terms of value, I'm not sure we can safely assume any price for this, as it is so insanely rare, and we have no idea what could be inside it. It could even have test card drafts with art that have never seen the light of day. In terms of grails, you will have a hard time finding one more insane than this. As we wrap up today's episode, I just wanted to say a special thank you to Sue Generis, John Brooks, Worldclass Cards, and the anonymous person who sent in that test pack. Do you have a crazy collection? Perhaps some insane miscuts? We would love to showcase it and have you on the next episode of Lorcana Gone Wild. To apply to be on the show, please email teaminkthieves@gmail.com, and in that email, please include photos and videos of your insane collection. So if you have anything outstanding to showcase, apply now. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below. This has been an Ink Thieves production, hosted by JBaum. See you guys all next time.